Welcome back, my legends, and today I'm going to theorize what the hidden meaning of Revenant's Heirloom is all about, and also give a bit of a lore recap for Revenant's lore because it's been a while. So let's begin. So for those of you who don't know, Revenant is a simulacrum. Now for those of you who don't know what a simulacrum is, basically they're taking somebody's brain, downloading all their memories, thoughts, and personalities, converting it into zeros and ones, and putting it in a robot that will act exactly like them if they were still human. So that's basically a simulacrum. Don't think about it too hard because it will hurt your head. So now the next question is, why is Revenant so special? Well, Revenant's very special because he was the first simulacrum ever created in the year 2420. It took Hammond Robotics about 20 years to get Revenant fully operational and then return back to the Syndicate. Now, this will mean that Hammond Robotics and the Syndicate have been working together for over 300 years. Now, we know lore-wise how much Revenant doesn't like Hammond Robotics, but what's interesting is that in the recent Overtime comic, it's revealed that Revenant's working with the Syndicate. So this tells me is that Revenant doesn't understand the connection between Hammond Robotics and the Syndicate and how they were both responsible in making him. Now, who was Revenant before he was human? Well, there are two arguments. Some people are saying that he was Caleb Cross, a hitman that worked for the Syndicate, and some people are saying that he was Bob Woods, a normal guy that just so happened to witness a murder by the Syndicate on his way home. So now people have been debating between who really is inside Revenant, because apparently he knows both perspectives a little bit too well. And so regardless of who's inside Revenant's body or what kind of memories they put inside him, all I'm going to say is that they turned that person into a murder robot that's been the Syndicate's private hitman for 288 years. Now during that time, Revenant had no idea that he was a simulacrum robot because he had a program called Ego Retention System, and what this does is makes Revenant think that he's still human. The reason why is because before he was fully operational, they did tests and they realized that if a human person sees themselves as a simulacrum, well, they just go crazy. In future simulacrums, that's no longer a problem, but Revenant being the first one, he had this program installed so he won't go crazy. So now let's talk a bit about Revenant's Heirloom. Now, if you see Revenant's Heirloom very closely, you see the logo Hammond Robotics has been scratched off from both sides. This means that Revenant's Heirloom side was created by Hammond Robotics, meaning that there is a good chance that somebody that worked at Hammond Robotics gave him that side. Now, the reason I'm saying this is that so far, every heirloom that we gotten has been connected to somebody very important to the Apex Legends. For example, Boywalker giving her kunai to Wraith, Bloodhound's Uncle Arthur giving the hatchet to Bloodhound, Pathfinder's boxing gloves being inspired by Maldera being a boxer, and Gibby's heirloom being made by his boyfriend Nick. So every heirloom seems to have some kind of importance to the legend where it's either given to them by somebody very important or it was influenced by somebody they knew that they helped them discover something very important. Point is that Revenant should continue that trend, and so this will mean that Revenant got this side from somebody in Hammond Robotics when he was still under their control, basically being their puppet. And my guess, my legends, is that he got this side from one of Hendrik Hammond's grandkids. Now for those of you who don't know, Hendrik Hammond was the founder of Hammond Engineering, which later turned into Hammond Robotics. Now, Dr. Hammond was born in the year 2083. Because in Bangalore's lore, it says that Heinrich Hammond would have been 650 years old. So in the year 2733, when the lore was taking place at that time, minus 650, that equals to the year 2083. So this is when he would have been born. In the Pathfinder's quest book, it said he lived a long natural life, so maybe 100 years. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like Dr. Hammond was the one that gave Revenant his side. But this will mean that Hammond Robotics' great-grandkids could have been the one that gave Revenant his side. And Revenant has always said that he is mad that he was never able to get revenge on the people that created him. That is, unless they are still alive. So my theory, my legends, is that one of Hammond Robotics' great-grandkids created this side as a gift for Revenant for being the greatest hitman in the Outlands, aka a Reaper. And in order to complete Revenant's story, I think he needs to get revenge on one of the people that made him into what he is now in order to complete his story. So if you're an Apex writer and you're wondering what his stories from the Outland should be, there you go. So yeah, my legends, that's my Revenant's Heirloom theory. I'll see you 3.5 years when I turn out to be correct, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.